Because I love physical media, because you love physical media, because supporting physical media isn't just our right, but the right thing to do. I've got an absolutely gargantuan physical media haul that I want to share with you fine folks. Stuff that I've picked up over the course of the past couple of months. It's huge. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and dive in, starting off with the very last piece of physical media that I have acquired. It's a Blu-ray for an awful movie. But when I saw that AGFA was putting this film out on Blu-ray, I immediately pre-ordered nonetheless. The Last Slumber Party. This is a really bad slasher movie, but a fun bad slasher movie. I reviewed this movie many years ago for my series File 13, and that's a fun review. If you've not seen it, definitely check it out. I'll post a link to it around here somewhere. But this is one of the very first movies that I can recall thinking to myself while watching it, this is the worst movie I've ever seen. However, it's a movie that I revisited several times since, and there's something charming about, there's just something charming about it, to the point where when I saw that AGFA was releasing the film on Blu-ray, it just made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, and I could not pre-order this thing fast enough. And I can't wait to check it out on Blu-ray with some new extras. And I'm still giddy. I'm giddy to be able to add this really bad slasher to my collection. Next up is a movie that I just reviewed, as a matter of fact, a couple of days ago. This is the Blue Underground 4K release for Jess Franco's Night of the Blood Monster, aka The Bloody Judge, starring Christopher Lee. Go check out that review for my full thoughts on the movie as well as this 4K release. I will tell you that this 4K release, just like every other Blue Underground 4K release that I've seen, looks tremendous. Blue Underground does just an incredible job on all of their 4K releases. The picture quality and the sound quality were incredible. I gave it a perfect score, 5 out of 5. I don't do that very often, but this release deserved it. Go check out my review. Next up, I've got 4 titles that I actually picked up from my buddy Monster Mailman on Twitter. He had these for sale at a reasonable price, and I could not say no. First up, the Vinegar Syndrome 4K for Ticks. Ticks. The fact that Ticks has a 4K, only Vinegar Syndrome could do it. It's a movie about big killer ticks. If you've not seen it, I can't recommend it any higher. Great performance from Clint Howard in this. Great cast, including Seth Green, Carlton from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, actually plays like a street thug in this. Really. I can't say enough good things about it. If you've not seen Ticks, by all means, go see Ticks. I'm going to have to take the slipcase off of this one because it's a little risque. Another 4K from Vinegar Syndrome, Flesh Eater. Flesh Eater is something of an unofficial sequel to Night of the Living Dead. It was shot in Pittsburgh. It's directed by and stars Bill Heinzman. Mr. Heinzman reprises his role as the ghoul from Night of the Living Dead, the very first ghoul that we see in Night of the Living Dead there in the graveyard. Some would call him the definitive zombie or ghoul or what have you. And it's not great. It's far from great, but it's charming. It has a very regional, homemade kind of quality about it. And when I say homemade, I mean a little rough around the edges, but made with love and care. And that goes a long way with me. Flesh Eater 4K from Vinegar Syndrome. Next, another Vinegar Syndrome release from director Ruben Galindo Jr., who brought us the epic Don't Panic. I did a review of that movie and of the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray. If you've not seen that video, definitely check it out. God, that's such a good movie. Such a good movie. This is Grave Robbers. Never seen this one. Got it at a great price from my buddy Monster Mailman, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. If it's even half the movie that Don't Panic is, I am in for a very good time. And last but not least, I got this one with Jeremy in mind. It's the Scream Factory Collector's Edition for Sleepwalkers. And it's got the slipcase with it. It's been a long time since I've seen Sleepwalkers. And it's a movie that Jeremy brings up a lot. Jeremy, of course, is a big cat guy. He loves cats. And of course, it's a movie about cats, cat people. It's a strange one. It's a strange one, but I know Jeremy will get a kick out of watching the Blu-ray. All right, Bubba, I've got a Blu-ray for a movie you talk about quite often.
Sleepwalkers.
Yeah. Do you want to watch it with me?
Yes.
Why do you like Sleepwalkers?
Too scary.
Yeah, and it's cat people.
Cat people.
And you're a cat dad, right?
Yes.
You're a cat guy. You love cats.
Yes.
Even evil cats. Even evil cat people. I think you like evil cats just in particular, right?
Yes.
Jeremy loves cats, even if they're evil. And you're going to watch Sleepwalkers with me?
Yes.
All right. Next, I have another AGFA release. This is actually a Blu-ray that I won. Matt, a.k.a. Dream Emulator, did a giveaway on his channel. By the way, go check out his channel. He's a good guy. Just launched his channel recently, putting out some great stuff over there. Go check him out. I'll post a link to his channel in the description. But he was doing a giveaway, and I took second place in the giveaway. And the spoils of that victory was the McPherson tape. Talk about a regional kind of homemade feeling movie. It is found footage. It is alien invasion. And it's definitely got the creep factor is strong with this one. Next, I have got 4 steelbooks that I picked up from Walmart. Walmart recently had big display full of steelbooks. Some of them were Walmart exclusive steelbooks, and I grabbed 4. The first one being One Cut of the Dead. I've never seen this one. I've heard good things about it. Looking forward to checking it out. Next, the Walmart exclusive for Kickboxer. And I love the cover there of this steelbook. Beautiful, beautiful artwork there. Next up is the 4K for Dune. And this steelbook glows in the dark. How cool is that? I've heard nothing but great things about this movie as well as the sequel. And I'm looking forward to checking the movie out in glorious 4K. And last up for the steelbooks, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I enjoy this movie a lot. I think I'm one of the few people on this planet who had a great time with Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. Just mentioning Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey to some people brings out anger. I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot. Next up, we've got some titles from Arrow Video. The first one, the 4K for Dark Water. I did a full review of the movie and of this 4K very recently. Go check out that video for my full thoughts on the movie and on the 4K. Next up, I have got two absolutely gorgeous limited edition 4K releases from Arrow. I did full reviews for both. I'm talking about Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. Go check out the videos that I did for both of these releases. Both of them awesome releases from Arrow Video. And to continue my expanding knowledge of Kung Fu movies, I picked up the Shaolin Plot. If you've seen the Shaolin Plot, please let me know your thoughts on the film. I also picked up Murphy's War. If you've seen Murphy's War, let me know your thoughts on it. I picked up Fear is the Key. If you've seen Fear is the Key, please let me know your thoughts on it as well. And because Jeremy is such a fan of the star of this film, I had to pick it up. I'm talking about The Shootist, starring John Wayne. And if you're curious about Jeremy's thoughts and feelings toward John Wayne, let's ask him. All right, Bubba, I got something I want to show you. Check that out.
Cool. The Shootist.
Starring who?
John Wayne on the call.
What do you think about John Wayne, Bubba?
Cool. The asshole.
Okay. All right. There you go. Jeremy's thoughts on John Wayne. Are you going to watch that with me?
Yes.
You are. Okay. You heard it here. Jeremy is going to watch The Shootist with me, starring
John Wayne.
the Duke. And I almost forgot about the awesome Coffin Joe box set from Arrow Video. I did a full deep dive into this release, all of the Blu-rays that are included with it. Go check out that video. But this is a gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful box set from Arrow Video. Next up, I've got an unboxing courtesy of Horror Pack. Now, if you don't know what Horror Pack is, they are a monthly subscription service. You sign up for their service, and every month you receive a box of horror movies delivered to your door. Nothing wrong with that. If you want to learn more about Horror Pack and potentially subscribe, follow the link in the description. I do believe this is February's Horror Pack, so let's unpack the February Horror Pack, shall we? All right, let's see what the Horror Pack contains here. Looks like we have got 4 Blu-rays. Ooh, the first one, right off the bat, we've got a banger here. Titane. This is a wild movie. I did a review of Titane a couple of years ago when it first came out. I liked this movie a lot. It's not going to be for everyone, but it's a wild one. I liked it a lot. Next up, we have got Wormwood Apocalypse. Haven't seen this one. Wormwood Apocalypse. I don't think I've seen. Is this the second Wormwood? I'm not that familiar with the Wormwood movies, I have to admit. But this is this is a zombie movie. Fangoria had this to say about it. Gory, hilarious, whatever Wormwood Apocalypse is huffing, more zombie movies should try it. I do not agree with their promotion of huffing. That is, don't huff things. Just don't do that. Next up, another movie that's new to me, Rave. Never heard of Rave. This looks like some sort of, is this like a Horror Pack exclusive? I'm not sure. If you've seen Rave, let me know your thoughts on it. Oh, and if you've seen Wormwood Apocalypse, let me know your thoughts on it as well. Ooh, and last up, a David Cronenberg film Crimes of the Future. I wasn't a huge fan of Crimes of the Future. There's a lot to like here, but it just didn't, I don't know. It didn't do the trick for me, but I am eager to check it out. I didn't already own the film on Blu-ray, so Horror Pack is giving me the opportunity to revisit Crimes of the Future. So thank you, Horror Pack. And again, if you're interested in Horror Pack or you want some more info about it, follow the link in the description. Next up, I've got a couple of pieces of nostalgia. I did a live stream not long ago in which I talked about Anchor Bay and what an impact Anchor Bay had on so many. Back in the day, they were Scream Factory before Scream Factory. They were Arrow Video before Arrow Video. They crawled so that Arrow and Scream Factory and Vinegar Syndrome and all the boutique labels of today can walk. Or maybe, no, Anchor Bay walked so that the boutique labels of today could run. I like that better. Anyway, during that live stream, I showed off some of my favorite Anchor Bay releases, including several limited edition tins. I discovered that there was at least one other tin out there that I didn't already own, so I hit up eBay and I bought it. This is the limited edition Anchor Bay tin for Heathers. There were only 15,000 produced. I have number 9,247. And this one's really cool. Anchor Bay was really the first physical media label, the first boutique label to include extras with their releases. And I don't just mean commentaries, making of documentaries, interviews, yada, yada, yada. But I mean fun little things like a Heathers ruler. Or I love that with my Living Dead at Manchester Morgue tin, it comes with a toe tag from the Manchester Morgue. That's a great addition. Anyway, the Anchor Bay Heathers limited edition tin. And I also discovered that Anchor Bay had done a wooden box release for a movie. That movie being The Wicker Man, and this wooden box release for the movie. This one was limited to 50,000 copies produced, and this is number 5,098. And this one is really cool. It opens like so, and inside you've got some documentation. You've got the disc there. It's a DVD, but I mean, how cool is this? Nostalgia. Next up, I have the 15th anniversary Unearthed Films release for Dead Girl. This is a great movie. I jumped at the opportunity to pick up this film on Blu-ray. I had it on DVD for many years, and this is the 15th anniversary release. Got lots of new extras on this. I've always really enjoyed this film. This is another one, probably not going to be for everyone. It's dark. It goes to some very dark places, but I love it. Love Dead Girl. Next, we have a Ronin Films release for another great dark movie that I've always had a huge affinity for, The Lost. This is a movie I've owned on DVD, and I had just kind of a generic Blu-ray release for the film. This one has got some new extras. I think, is it an anniversary edition or a special edition? I don't know. But I jumped at the opportunity to pick up this film as well. If you've not seen The Lost, definitely check it out. Next up, we have a Cauldron release. I do believe this is a limited edition release. This is for a movie I'd never heard of. However, during a live stream, I had at least a couple of people mention this film. I watched the trailer, and I immediately got my hands on this movie. I did a full review of the movie and of this release, So go check that video out. Of course, I'm talking about Rat Man. Oh, what a movie. That Rat Man. Go check that video out. Next, another Cauldron release for Ruggero Deodato's Off Balance. This was a fun one. I was hoping it would be a little more fun, though. I'd heard that it was pretty wild. I enjoyed it, but maybe my expectations were just a little too high. Great cast, though. Michael York, Edwidge Fenwick, and the legendary Donald Pleasance. Next up, the MVD Rewind Collection 4K for Cutting Class. I did a full review of the movie and of this release not that long ago. It's at least the second or third time I've reviewed this movie on my channel. That is how much I love Cutting Class. So go check out that video. Another movie that I recently reviewed, this is a Grindhouse releasing Blu-ray for Impulse, starring William Shatner. A riveting, blistering, unhinged William Shatner. Go check out my review of this movie and of this release. Another one I recently reviewed. This is the Second Sight Films Blu-ray for Inside. Go check out my review of the movie and of this release. Here we have a 4K release. This is actually the second 4K release I own for this movie. But this is a movie that I love with all my heart. And this release came with truly something special. This is the Severin Films 4K for Burial Ground. And if you're familiar with my channel, you know how much I love Burial Ground. So this release came not only with the 4K, but this awesome freaking shirt and a Peter Bark pillowcase. That's right, a Peter Bark pillowcase. How could I say no? You know what? I'm going to keep Mr. Bark around my neck for the rest of this video. Next up, we have another Severin Films release. This is a release that I did not get my hands on when it was first released. It went out of print really quickly, so I had to get it from eBay and pay a little extra coin for it, but it's worth it. I'm talking about Cruel Jaws, aka Jaws 5. Now, what's funny about this release on the second-hand market? The slipcase is double just what this goes for on eBay. Actually, it was more than double the listings that I saw for just the slipcase. I bought this for $30, 35 bucks. There were 2 or 3 slipcases, just the slipcase alone, listed on eBay, and they wanted $80. 2 of them were listed for $80, and one of them was listed for $88. Just the slipcase. And there was one listing for the movie with the slipcase and the novelization, and they wanted like $250 for all 3. If you've not seen Cruel Jaws, aka Jaws 5, it's pretty much exactly what you think it is. You can judge a movie by its cover. It's a bad Jaws ripoff, but a fun, bad Jaws ripoff. Next up, I have got Candyland. I've not had a chance to check out Candyland just yet. If you've seen Candyland, please let me know your thoughts. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Next up, I've got a short stack of releases that I picked up recently from Amazon. Amazon, as of late, has been offering some awesome physical media deals. I've been doing my best to keep track of all the best deals. I've curated the best ones and have put them all together in one convenient place for you to scroll through. I'll post that link in the description. There's some really good physical media deals going on Amazon right now. And here's just a few. First up, the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital code release for The Last Voyage of the Demeter. I loved this movie. This movie was in my top 10 favorite movies of last year. It's a shame it did not do better at the box office. I loved it and am extremely happy to be able to add it to the collection. Next up, another movie that I loved from last year. It was in my top 10, but much like The Last Voyage of the Demeter, it tanked at the box office. Renfield, Nicolas Cage as Dracula. How could it not have been huge? I don't know. I enjoyed this movie a lot, and I'm happy to be able to add it to the collection. This is a movie that I'd heard of, but I'd never seen. It was on sale, so I picked it up. This is the Massacre Video Blu-ray release for Toxic Zombies. And very low budget. Again, sort of a regional, homegrown kind of feel about it. People who have been poisoned by a toxic chemical, pesticide, and they turn into zombies. And it's the cover art is much better than the movie. I'll leave it at that. Next up, the 4K, the 55th anniversary 4K for Rosemary's Baby. This was one that Jeremy was excited about once it arrived. He's a big Rosemary's Baby fan. And I've actually not seen the film in its entirety in some time. So I'm looking forward to revisiting it in 4K. Next up, the 8-film Hammer Horror Collection. Now, I have to admit that I'm not the biggest fan of Hammer horror. I watched a lot of Hammer horror movies way back in the day when I was a kid. I really don't remember that much about them now, and I've really not had much of a desire to revisit them. However, this set was on sale on Amazon. 8 films. We have got Brides of Dracula, The Curse of the Werewolf, Night Creatures, The Phantom of the Opera, Paranoiac, The Kiss of the Vampire, Nightmare, and The Evil of Frankenstein. So I'm looking forward to, broadening my Hammer horror horizons. And last but not least, another one of my favorite movies from last year. I did a review of it last year, so go check that video out. Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. I had a great time with this movie. I rewatched it not that long ago when the Blu-ray first came out, as a matter of fact, and I think it holds up. And I can't wait for Thanksgiving 2. So there you go. A monstrous, behemoth, huge, I love physical media haul. Let me know your thoughts on any or all of these titles that I've recently picked up down in the comments section below. If you picked up any of the same, let me know. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. And Viva La Peter Bark. A huge thank you to all my patrons and channel members for your generosity and support. Become a patron today and get early access to videos, have a say in what content appears on my channel, join me for monthly live streams, exclusive watch parties, and more. Become a channel member today and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream, as well as members-only watch parties. Both those links are in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.